In the spirit of reconciliation, Deaf Connect acknowledges the traditional custodians of country throughout Australia and their connections to land, sea and community. We pay our respects to their elders past and present and extend that respect to all Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander peoples today. On-screen text, what is your dream job? A young girl in a black top sits on a stool signing in front of a screen. Now another young girl in a colourful top. Children individually sit in front of a screen, signing as they address the camera. Text, what is your dream job?
I want to be like a wildlife rescuer to stop Tasmanian devils from going extinct. If you dedicate your life to something enough, you can get it done, no matter what. As a deaf person, I don't think there's anything stopping me.
An aerial view of the outback, then of Melbourne.
Welcome to the Signs of Success series, where we embark on a journey across Australia, unveiling the stories of deaf and hard of hearing individuals in diverse workplaces. This series showcases how inclusive practices and supportive leadership from their managers empower them to pursue fulfilling careers. In this episode, Principal Marg from the Victorian College for the Deaf reflects on navigating an unfamiliar space, where she developed trust and collaboration with deaf colleagues like Marnie and Elizabeth to create an empowering workplace that prioritises upskilling deaf staff to help them reach their full potential.
Text, signs of success. Victorian College for the Deaf. Outside the college, a student plays basketball. Inside, Marg Tope, principal at Victorian College for the Deaf.
My first 3 weeks, I'll never forget it. I guess a couple of things were quite overwhelming for me initially. Walking into, first of all, a different school that definitely had a different demand on communication. My Auslan skills were very naive, and I was incredibly vulnerable in the communication space, both with students and with staff. But I quickly aligned myself with some deaf professionals who were warming and welcoming and made me feel safe.
A student in a classroom wearing a cochlear implant. 2 teachers from the College for the Deaf sit side by side signing to camera.
Hello, my name is Marnie Kerridge.
Hi, my name's Elizabeth.
Marnie teaches children in a classroom.
When our new principal, Marg, first joined us, she came in with the attitude of, what can I do to help? She wanted us to tell her what needed to be changed. It was so lovely to have our voices back. We were able to provide suggestions, and she was so willing to give things a go. This was so important.
The sign outside reads values, learning, resilience, respect, responsibility, pride.
I was like the outsider coming in to their space and to their culture and their way of processing. This was a deaf environment. I had to realign my thinking with what were deaf needs, what were deaf challenges, and so I had to try and walk in the shoes of my deaf colleagues and indeed my student body to appreciate what they were saying to me.
Marnie.
It really came down to communication, support, and the need to believe in each other's abilities. We had to shift attitudes from I'm deaf, therefore I can't, to I'm deaf, therefore I can. There really wasn't anything stopping us other than our own attitudes and beliefs. Marg was able to bring out that belief in us. She knew we could do it, and that's the crucial difference.
And now we feel a little more equal, if not slightly ahead.
Marg's office door reads, Principal. Elizabeth.
Marg actually invited me to sit down with her and said, tell me how I can help you. I was a bit nervous at first. I wasn't really sure what to say. And she said to me, I really want to help you succeed in your career as a teacher. She took the time to elicit more information from me and really gave me the time and space to grow.
You know, we are here to serve and meet the needs of our deaf students. It's really about what do we need to do to make you the best possible teacher or the best possible education support staff person you can be.
Recently, Marg approached me and said, Marnie, you know, you have potential to be a future principal. I was taken aback. I found it hard to believe. And she said, I want you to apply for this special course called Unlocking Potential, which is a principal preparation course. I learnt so much from that course, and I believe I was the first deaf person to ever participate in the course. So to have someone say to me, "Marnie, you can become a principal," was just amazing. And I know she sees that same potential in other deaf staff. Having someone like Marg to give you permission to dream is next to none.
Like Marnie said before, Marg would recognise those skills and encourage us to seize those learning opportunities and attend professional development training. For example, the Science of Reading training was absolutely fantastic, and to have that opportunity to attend with Auslan interpreters and have the full support of Marg meant I was able to learn so much. Without those opportunities, my work and my career would plateau. I've now been given the opportunity to grow and advance.
Marg.
My staff and students, they gave me the time and I guess the respect to truly understand and feel the difference and then appreciate what our core work was, because schools are about preparing students to launch into the next level of life, which is for us post-secondary education into tertiary space, employment.
Outside, a sign on a building reads Trade Block Cafe. Inside, Nicole McRae, manager Trade Block Cafe, and Malachi Sinclair, former VCD student, sit in the cafe having a conversation. Nicole.
Students at other schools are generally able to get a part-time job on weekends or evenings, where they can develop and learn soft skills, like problem solving, communication in the workplace, teamwork, and so on. We found that our deaf students were missing out on these opportunities. So, our teachers wanted to set up a real-life work experience space, which we have, attached to the school here at VCD. I think it's really important to acknowledge that I am not a deaf person and I don't have that same lived experience.
Students work in the cafe taking orders. Malachi.
So, in order to get a job, you really need experience. And really, experience of any kind is so worthwhile. Because, for example, Trade Block Cafe helped me gain hospitality experience. After I finished school, I got a job in a cafe the following year, thanks to the experience I gained at Trade Block.
A cafe staff member delivers a coffee to a patron. Nicole.
I always ensure I'm checking in with my staff because they are the experts in their lives as deaf people. So I check in that I'm doing things right. I ask if there's anything they need or any adjustments that I can make. And I think that's essential.
Marg.
Probably the biggest change in our workplace has been staff actually also believing in their own capability. We bring the passion every day. We know our work is critical, time sensitive, demanding and important. As we see our cohort data grow and improve and we go, oh my gosh, we really are making a difference. Our kids are really starting to move from learning to read to reading to learn and learning to write to writing to learn. That's when our kids start to have more control over their learning and autonomy, and that's when their dreams can really start to come true. And when we start to see that happen, that's the brilliance, that's the sparkle.
Credits. Produced by Deaf Connect. Featuring Mark Tope, Marnie Kerridge, Elizabeth Reed, Nicole McRae, Malachi Sinclair. Director, Sam Martin. First Assistant, Rebecca Ward. Executive Producer, Rachel Lai. Producers, Rebecca Ward, Rachel Lai, Trina Wilson, Sam Martin. Script Consultants, Sophia Golan, AP Pobjoy, Felicity Blake. Director of Photography, James Gilligan. Camera Operator, Joe Cameron. Sound Recordists, Josh Brennan, Jai Cork. Translations, subtitles and voice talent provided by Deaf Connect. Intro Editor, Adrian Horseman. Colorist, Amadea Hare. Sound Design and Mix, Adrian Horseman. Titles Designer, Michael Repich. Narrator, Amadea Hare. Special thanks to the support of Victorian College for the Deaf who made this episode possible. The team at Deaf Connect who made this series possible: Vanessa Alford, Karen Armstrong, Ian Harvey Russ, Rachel Lai, Sam Martin, Sarah McNeese, River McQuitty, Brent Phillips and Trina Wilson. Funded by the Australian Government Department of Social Services. Copyright 2024 Deaf Connect. All rights reserved.